Hello students, today we are going to learn chapter number 8, Static Electricity. Let us learn electric charge. When the positive charge and negative charge on an object are balanced, the object is neutral. That is, there is no net charge on the object. If these charges are not balanced, the object is said to be charged. The force between similar type of electric charge is repulsion, while the force between the opposite type of charge is attraction. So students, let us see one experiment. Rub one end of a glass rod against a silk cloth. Due to the rubbing, a small charge will get transferred from one object to the other. As a result, both the object will become somewhat charged. Suspend these rod freely in air with the help of thread. Now charge another rod in the same manner and bring it near the suspended rod. What do you see? So students, we see the two rods push each other away. Now take a plastic rod, rub one of its ends against a woolen cloth, bring that end near the suspended glass rod, then the two rods are pulled towards each other. So students, two rods carrying similar charges push each other away. This is called repulsion. And two rods carrying opposite type of charges get pulled towards each other. This is called attraction. Students, let us see origin of an electric charge. All substances are made up of particles. These particles are ultimately made up of very tiny atoms. Each atom contains a stationary positive charge and moving negative charge. These two charges being perfectly balanced, an atom is electrically neutral. Students, let us learn frictional electricity. The electric charge generated by friction is called frictional electricity. This charge is produced only at the place of friction. Hence, it is called static electricity. Electrically charged objects attract uncharged objects. There is repulsion between like charges. There is attraction between unlike charges. Hence, repulsion is used as test for identifying an electrically charged object. The electric charge generated by induction stays only as long as the charged object is near to it. Let us learn gold leaf electroscope. This is a simple device to detect the electric charge on an object. It consists of a copper rod which has a metal disc at the upper end and two thin gold leaves at the other end. The rod is placed in a bottle so that the disc is above the bottle. Students, when an uncharged object is taken near the disc, the leaves remain closed. When a charged object is taken near the disc, both the leaves are charged by the same electric charge and repel each other. That is, move away from each other or open up. When we touch the disc with our hand, The leaves collapse because the charge in the leaves goes into the earth through our body and the leaves get discharged. Let us learn atmospheric electric charge. When air and clouds rub each against in the sky, the part of some clouds on the upper side becomes positively charged and lower side becomes negatively charged. Due to this, the charge from the bottom of the cloud being larger than the charge on the ground comes towards the ground in stages. This is very rapid traveling in less than a second, producing heat, light, and sound energy along with electric current. Students, let us learn lightning strike. Due to attraction between opposite charges on the cloud and the building, the charge on the cloud flows towards the building. This is called lightning strike. Let us see some advantages of lightning. The tremendous heat and light is generated by lightning. Thus, a chemical reaction occurs between nitrogen and oxygen in the air, and nitrogen oxide gas is formed. It mixes with the rainwater, comes down to the earth. This is turn supplies nitrogen to the soil and improves soil fertility. The energy of the lightning converts the oxygen in the air to ozone. This ozone gas is a protective cover against the harmful ultraviolet rays present in solar radiation. Let us learn lightning conductor. The lightning conductor is a device used for protection from a lightning strike. It consists of a long copper strip with one end fork. This end is at the highest part of the building and the other end of the strip is connected to a plate of cast iron. A pit is dug in the ground. Coal and salt are filled into the pit and the iron plate is placed upright in the pit. There is also a provision for pouring water into it. This helps to spread the electric charge quickly into the ground and prevent damage. Whenever a electrically charged cloud passes over the building, the electric charges flowing toward the building are conducted into the ground through the copper strip and damage to the building is prevented. Thank you.